I have Dr. Yalda come up next. I'm ready for Dr. Yalda. I've known her since she was in dental school. So Yalda, you're welcome to pop on your camera. Awesome, Yalda. So thanks so much for being here. I want to take a little time with you. I know I'm going to embarrass you. Jerry, I'll do Yalda first, then we'll pop in. You can relax, keep having some coffee. I'll bring you up in 1 second. Go on your one wheel until then. It'd be great if you go from your one wheel for this. I'm going to stop Jerry for just a second. So Yalda, I know I'm going to embarrass you, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for. So you represent everything that is right with being a dentist, not just a new dentist, because we connected when you were in dental school, but I love the story. So just share with us, because you graduated dental school through a pandemic. I just want to give you a little bit of time. Let's tag, new dentists that we know. Tell us about your story from D4 to where you are now.
Absolutely. So first of all, thanks for having me. I love Dental Nachos. I'm a Dental Nachos super fan.
Thanks, Yalda.
I always love to be included. My story, so obviously I graduated during the pandemic. We didn't have a graduation. It was pretty depressing. And then it was really tough to find a job. But like you mentioned earlier, I had been doing some of the legwork beforehand and reaching out to a couple of offices beforehand. And so I actually found my current full-time job on Instagram.
That's awesome. Now, I'm just going to interject. I have a thing, my Mrs. Nacho, this is a good word script, and maybe you can use this with patients and personal things. I'm not interrupting. I want to interject. It sounds nicer because I actually want to bring out some value where I'm saying this. How did you connect with practices before you finished? Our dental people, they're very literal, and they say, I can't look for a job as a D3. I don't have a license yet. Share with them the value of just connecting prior to getting your license.
Absolutely. So I had my resume done in advance. And so I was just kind of mass sending out my resume, whether it was finding an office I liked online and finding their email and then just sending them a really nice email with my resume, or sending them a DM on Instagram, or finding ads on Indeed. I was really aggressive, starting, end of D3, early D4, which to some people sounds a little bit too early, but really, you're graduating. So why not kind of get started?
You're so right. I say day one, D1 is when you start actually developing relationships for jobs, and a full 12 months prior to needing it, as I think when you have to start consistent efforts on it, because I always use this, finding a job's a lot like dating. And if dentists applied their job finding skills to dating, they would never find a date because they would start too late and they would be overly negative. So I love that. So how did you share so much about your current job? I love following your Instagram stories. I love all the fun things you post. Tell us about the fit of this job, maybe from interviewing till now, what's made it a good fit for you?
Yeah. So to be totally transparent, I did have another job before this. And I found that one on Indeed, and I knew it wasn't the right job within the first week.
Now let's interject. Tell us, which is okay. So Jim Gaffigan is one of my favorite comedians. So if somebody wanted to be with me and they loved hiking, we would not be a good match. I'm an indoorsy person. Okay. So it doesn't mean it's a bad job, but what were some of the fit challenges there from that job in the most diplomatic way that didn't make it a good fit for you?
Absolutely, mentorship would be the first thing. I was, told I was going to have all this mentorship, and I should have seen this. Hindsight is 2020. The owner of the office was an orthodontist, and so that should have been a red flag to me. But there was no mentorship. I was kind of thrown in. Things were unorganized. It was just really difficult for me as a brand new grad to have nobody else there. Really, there was zero mentorship.
And that's Yalda, what I share is, and I understand when people have debt or they want to make money, they think making money makes them happy and it's important. But what happens is dentistry can be a lonely profession even when you're surrounded by people. So when you're in an office, I love my team, but they can't go check a hygiene patient. They can't adjust a filling. So what you're sharing is so important for dentists to know at any stage. But, if mentorship is not just a buzzword, it's a real thing. I asked, what's more important, money or mentorship? So that didn't have the right mentorship. Now let's fast forward to this job and tell us where there's a good example of this mentorship.
So the good thing about this job is I have both mentorship from the owner and the other associate. She's about 6 years out now, and she's incredible too. So the two of them, I'm able to bounce ideas off of them. Our computer spacing is set up in a way that I can just kind of like chat with them throughout the day. Nice. We'll talk about x-rays. We'll talk about cases at the end of the day. They're both available. And if one of them is busy, I have the other to bounce an idea off of. And so it's really, really been helpful with treatment planning and just being able to navigate difficult conversations, which you don't realize how many difficult conversations you're going to have
Yeah.
in dentistry. So that's been really, really good. And just overall, the energy, as you can tell, I'm a very high energy person. And I just like the office vibe was just so high energy, fun, bright, and exactly where I needed to be in comparison to the other office that was just nobody wanted to be at that office.
Yeah.
The staff and the employees at that office, everyone felt miserable. And I feel like when I walk into work, we have a very united team and everybody is working towards the same goal. Everybody wants the ultimate goal of the patient being happy.
And I love you sharing this. I just want to say a couple things about this. One, when there's other licensed dentists in the building, it decreases your stress level because you can just go and say, is this normal? And that goes both ways. So if you were my associate, Yalda, you might say, Mrs. Smith is angry. I'm like, she's always angry. That's just her. Don't take it personally. But then I also might be like, hey, Yalda, I know I was going to see this emergency, but can you just go talk to them? I have some other things. So it goes both ways. But also, you've made some of your own luck. Dr. Todd Fleischman is one of my best friends. You'll meet him when you come to Philly. And when he was a young dentist like you, he went to study clubs as the youngest person. You know, there was no Facebook. He developed relationships. And when there was a fee-for-service practice that was being sold, the head of that study club recommended him to buy it. It changed his life forever. He would say he's lucky. I said he made his own luck. But you're just sharing why developing these relationships is so important and why, if you were speaking to dental students, what is the benefit of getting yourself out there and how are you so comfortable sharing on Instagram? I know everyone's not going to do as many stories as us and as many videos, but let's say they just want to do a little. Where does this benefit you in your day-to-day life, your Instagram sharing of both your dental life and your professional life?
Well, it gives people kind of an inside look at who you are and your personality. And that was what was the most important thing. That's how I got this job. So this office has been around for 10 years. It's a really, really nice office. And as a new grad, I was kind of pushing my luck to try to work here. And he looked at my Instagram and said, well, you have all this energy and, let's meet. So then when we met, he had already kind of seen an inside look at how I am. And so the vibe was just there. But had I not had this like fun and exciting Instagram to showcase my personality, he probably would have said, I'm all set because he wasn't actually looking for an associate.
So and I talk about JB just be nice, but this is JB on Instagram, just be normal. People are like, I don't want to share. I don't know. Don't share something so extreme if you don't want to. Just share. Oh, this was I see you share about you guys have a Cerac or a milling machine. I see you share about your funny scrub stuff. Like that's just what people like to see your story. Obviously I'm such love Dr. Yazdan and everything she does. She's obviously like just a perfect example of how sharing your story like that helps you have more fun. Create better relationships, and patients get to see a little bit of that too, and They love that.
Yeah, and people want to connect with you, and so when they see your personality and they see that you're just human, just like them, it kind of makes them want to go to you more. I've had a couple of people reach out on Instagram recently and want to come and be my patient, which is like really exciting, and they want to go somewhere where the doctor is normal and can.
Yeah, I mean, I always say dentists are people too. People walk in like, I just want to let you know I hate the dentist. I'm like, I just want to let you know you didn't have to say that out loud, right? Like I'm a person too, and they laugh. You can use that and just say they laugh, right? So I love that. And Yalda, I want to wrap up with, I'm so thrilled because you're going to come to Philadelphia this summer for
so
Super
excited.
Dentist Boost Live. So I want to share, it's an announcement, even though I posted many times. So Super Dentist Boost Live is for dentists 0 to 15 years out of school. 12 awesome dentists are coming to Philadelphia to be part of the live studio audience, but I'm sharing today for the first time. We can have thousands watch in. So my team will share the code. The first 1,000 tickets are free. One thing I noticed about dentists, Yalda, whether you've been out for 1 year or 45 years, love a deal and free stuff, okay? Love a deal. So you can tell your awesome team, text live to 215-543-6454, drop it in the chat. We had over 1,000 people last time. Hope we get more, but you're gonna be here with us in Philly, Yalda. That's awesome.
I'm so excited.
As we wrap up, do two things. Tell people how they can find you on Instagram to use you as a model. And just if somebody was watching in who's a D4 about to graduate their GPR, what's the one thing you think they should do to get the job that's the right fit that you did?
Absolutely. So my Instagram is Loops and Lipstick. You can follow me there. Would love that. And then my one thing that I would suggest is don't be afraid. Don't sell yourself short. Send your resume. It doesn't matter if the office looks too great to be true. Just send it anyways, because you never know who's actually looking. And it's never too early because people start looking for an associate 12 months before they actually need it. So if you get your foot in the door, that's incredible. So the sooner you start, the better. And just don't be shy.
Yeah, love that. ABC, truly always be connecting. Thanks for being here, Yalda. Thanks for jumping on with us here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Really appreciate it. Yeah. We'll see you in August.
Bye.